Let's bring in Fundiswa now for this conversation. Fundiswa, very good morning to you. What are you seeing on the ground?
Thank you very much, Desiree. As you can see behind me is the beautiful Mzimvubu River, which is part of the Mzimvubu water project that is meant to benefit thousands of households in the OR Tambo, Jogabi and Alfred Nzo region. People in these regions are suffering or struggling to access water. Only last week we were at Kwabaka in the Alfred Nzo region, where people use unsafe water sources to get water, clean drinking water as well as cooking water. But it's not only for that. The project will not only be focusing on clean drinking water, because we hear that the Laleni Dam in Umbu will also be used in generating electricity, which is some of the challenges that is facing the whole country, by the way. And only a few weeks back we were also here in Lusikisiki, people complaining about water that they drink, the quality of water they drink, which is really not good. But the people here are also faced with a number of challenges, like youth, young people complaining about lack of jobs, as we know that unemployment is very high in the country. But we do have a small business owner here, Mr. Bongani Ndamase, who is going to tell us their expectations on the issue of budget speech today by Minister Enoch Godongwana. Mr. Ndamase, thank you very much for joining us. What are your expectations?
Thank you for giving us the opportunity. We expect the minister to allocate meaningful resources towards infrastructure development, especially the construction of the Mzimvubu water project, because through this project we'll create a number of jobs and will eradicate poverty from this area. This is also part of the reconstruction program that the democratic government ought to have initiated in 1994. Because Transkei, as a Bandustan, has been a victim of metageneration by the apartheid government. It's unfortunate that the democratic government is yet to embark on a proper reconstruction program, although it is almost 3 decades later. We expect the minister to also allocate meaningful resources towards procurement, because the best way of addressing the unemployment and poverty in the former homelands is to allocate meaningful resources towards infrastructure development and procurement, because you would understand that poverty, we've always characterized it as an anthropogenic complex emergency, which means it is as a result of wrong policies that are being pursued by the government. One of those policies is the government's decision to outsource or to farm out job creation. In terms of international law, the International Convention on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights, it is the government's duty to guarantee every South African right to work.
Okay. Mr. Ndamase, we understand that last year you took the Department of Water and Sanitation to court. What is the status?
Yes, indeed. We took the Department of Water and Sanitation, the Presidency and the Minister of Kokta. We have a judgment from the Mthatha High Court which directs the government to build the 3 dams concurrently, and also to ensure that we all participate as all the stakeholders, including traditional leaders and SMMEs that are from this area. Unfortunately, the department, through their legal representative, they have indicated their intention to take the judgment on appeal, but we're waiting for that.
Oh, okay. That was going to be my next question. Mr. Ndamase, the traditional leaders, farmers, we also spoke to them. They were saying that they depend on handouts, like we have seen the gift of the givers bringing in water for them. What can you say about that?
That's why I said poverty in Transkei is an anthropogenic complex emergency, which means government is not doing enough to eradicate poverty, because poverty in this area is a generationally transmitted economic infection, which means through government policies, the government can eradicate poverty through progressive policies through which it takes responsibility for job creation. Remember, in terms of the NDP, Government is supposed to ensure that by 2024, 35% of jobs that are available in the country are in rural areas. To this point, I cannot guarantee if we have reached 10%, but it's a matter that has to be ventilated in a court of law, because we're not going to let the government get away with that, because it is government's responsibility to eradicate both poverty, inequality, and unemployment, because black people are poor because of apartheid, not because of any other reason.
Okay. Downhill here, there is Mzimvubu, and the project had already been started. Yes. And we know that there was a misunderstanding between the king as well as the contractor that was meant to build that dam. Mm-hmm. What really happened, Mr. Ndamase?
What happened is that the government in 2005, which was led by the provincial government, which was led by Premier Nosimo Balindlela, initiated the construction of the dam, which was as a result of a 2003 Growth and Development Summit under the leadership of the former President Mbeki. Unfortunately, we are told that the contractor who came here ignored the traditional leadership. Also, the entrepreneurs from the region who wanted to supply quarry and other goods were denied those opportunities, because those goods were sourced from KZN. That was the source of the discord. Now, instead of the contract and the government addressing those problems, they decided to run away. And it is one of the cruelest decisions that the government can ever take, to abandon a project that has already been implemented and pretend to start a new project in different areas. That's why the matter has to be ventilated through courts of law.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Ndamase. Bongani Ndamase, the small business owner here in the OR Tambo area. Well, yesterday we were here, we spoke to a number of people, including young people who are complaining about job opportunities. There are so many young people here at Makhwaleni who are saying that even though they struggle to get job opportunities, there is nothing that is coming from government to ensure that they are accommodated. Desiree.
It's so interesting what your guest is saying, Fundiswa, about the cruelty of government starting projects and abandoning them in the middle and pretending to start new projects. Quite a profound statement there. Thank you so much, Fundiswa Mhlekude there.